Hello and welcome to the big show where we take the most positive stories of the day, wrap them up in a snuggly kind of blanket and allow you to have a happy pick and mix whenever you want to. We've got a couple of amazing guests to not only keep your chin up, but other parts of your anatomy. Plus loads of great music, so shall we get started? Come on in, let's get started with Miley Cyrus. And gentlemen, she doesn't need you to buy her flowers and was probably the biggest single reason for so many angry women on Valentine's Day.
We were good, we were gold, kind of dream that can't be sold.
And we're back after the single biggest anti-advert for florists on their busiest day of the year. Now, we've got some interesting topics to discuss today, so I'll tell you why getting older means you can waste less time reading a book or watching a movie that you'll think was just rubbish anyway. The 3 biggest things that can improve your mood in less than 30 seconds. And we talk to a man that is climbing Kilimanjaro for charity with no legs. And we also ask why Chris Evans is still known as Ginger, despite being grey for the last 20 years. But before we dive into all that positive stuff, let's take a listen to Until I Found You with M. Behold. I absolutely love this track. You have got to stay tuned. Now, it's a Saturday afternoon and most of your mates will probably be tied to a device of their choice or actually at the game watching our finest export since Dame Judi Dench, which is football. But there's this little show on Apple TV Plus, and genuinely it's almost a shame that actually it's there, because this is a most positive piece of masculinity that needs to be seen by more and more people. Ted Lasso, go catch up. Please, 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 please go and catch up, even if you're not a football fan. It is some of the most warmest, darkest, kindest, uplifting TV that you will ever see. And here we go. Here's the track, especially written for it, that starts every single show by Mr. Marcus Mumford and Mr. Tom Howe. Good afternoon and welcome everyone to your big show, grabbing the day's positive stories from the trough that is called life, showing the world not everything is miserable and serving it to you in a pie that you can have gravy and chips with. Plus, as usual, we have a couple of amazing guests to not only keep your spirits higher than the top shelf of a pub. Plus, lots of great music. So, shall we get started? Strap yourself into your child's booster seat and let's get started with The Weeknd. On The Weeknd, and the one thing that you should tell your amazing significant other. I'd Die For You by The Weeknd. And we are back after the single biggest song of the year that tells the one that you truly love how you feel about them. And if you wouldn't, well, I suggest that you go and have a little word with yourself, don't you? Right, my amazing listening friend, we've got some great stuff for you on the show today. Let's talk about why middle-aged men are now becoming the forgotten breed, why women really don't like chocolate, a great interview with internet sensation, former monk with a Ferrari and a worldwide best-selling author Jay Shetty, as well as top 10 tips from one of the UK's leading sex and relationship coaches. You might have to turn that little bit down just in case the kids are around. You never know, eh? So with that in mind, tell you what, let's stay up all night and get lucky, shall we? Welcome back on this Sunday afternoon. Now, for those that listen to the show regularly, some will know that me and Natalie have gone our separate ways. We had been considering fostering and adopting later on this year. Now, I'm not going to pour cold water on people's feelings, but what I will tell you is that there is amazing comedy that we both fell in love with and we binge-watched from start to finished. It's called Trying. We absolutely love it, and all I can say is that it's the only programme that I ever saw Nat cry happy tears on demand. Apple TV Plus people, come on, if you want something heartwarming and a little cuddly on a Sunday night, then you go and watch this. And one of the best things about these shows is that they have some of the most amazing soundtracks put together from them. So here's a pretty cool track from the show by The Big Moon and Sucker. Proper Sunday tune for you there. Natalie Imbruglia and Torn on The Weekend Wind Down. Playing you classic hits and today's best music across Leicestershire, Warwickshire and Northamptonshire from the beating heart of Magna Park. This is your weekend wind down with Cross Counties Radio and yours truly, Mark Ford. Now, my listening friends, this is where I celebrate the Weekend Warriors. The Weekend Warriors are where we celebrate the person that served me, you and everyone this weekend whilst we sunburned ourselves, ate too much and generally enjoyed the glorious weather, because they make our world turn when us 9 till 5ers have nothing else to do. So let's say a quick hello to the team. Weekend Warrior hello to the team at the Park Kitchen and Deli just opposite Bradgate Park. Thank you for breakfast today. It was absolutely lovely and top job keeping everybody happy despite it being way too warm. And in fact, it was so warm you could probably cook the eggs on the outside tables. Has to be said. Top job. Thank you, ladies. It was brilliant. This one is from James, who is currently listening on the Tinternet at crosscountiesradio.co.uk. He says, hello, Mark. Hello, James. I'd like to give a big shout out to my home care worker, Eve. She is brilliant and has kept me going virtually every day for the last 2 years, even during lockdowns and isolation. She is a warrior because not only does she visit me, she visits 8 other people too and has her own 3 kids to look after. I appreciate her more than she will ever know. Do you know what, James? That is lovely. Absolutely spot on. In fact, Eve, you're going to get a round of applause. You are a weekend warrior. Thank you so much for your hard work. And finally, a weekend warrior shout out to Alexa Spencer from her husband Simon. He writes, I'd love a weekend warrior shout out to my wife Alexa. She is a doctor at our local A&E and has just finished her shift that started sometime on Friday. Wow. She works so hard and is also a great mum. We found your show accidentally last week. Most people do find my show accidentally and are currently listening to you on our smart speaker in our conservatory. You cheered us up last week after a very tough few days. So thank you. My absolute pleasure, Simon and Alexa. You're going to get a round of applause as well. Thank you for all the hard work that you do for us all here in our 3 counties. So thank you so much for those weekend warriors. It's back next weekend to celebrate those people who work at the weekend and keep the rest of our worlds running. So if you know someone that deserves their 17 seconds of fame, just drop me a line, email studio@crosscountiesradio.co.uk or on the website, click the mail button on the desktop version, title it Weekend Warrior, drop me their name, where they're from and why you think they are a weekend warrior. Right, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, this is a kitchen and garden disco moment. Grab your device, turn it up loud, dance, and point at things like no one is looking.
I got a man with 2 left feet, and when he dances not to the beat, I really think that he should know that his rhythms go, go, go. Love your shoes,